What's up? It's Andy. Welcome to Twin Flame Game Series. And today we're going to talk about the different heart activations, like how do they feel and like when do they happen and all that stuff. Because there's like a heart merge, and then there's like heart opening, and then there is like the Kundalini, like heart chakra energy movement. So there's different things, and then there's also when you're in inner union, the heart movement when your twins going through their ego death. So they're all different. But when it comes to the heart merge, now I heard, like I looked for it. I didn't really hear any personal stories, but I heard it explained as if like someone they like slamming into each other. Like they felt like a slamming into each other. I didn't experience it like that. I don't know. So for me, it was like around like, after money blocks come in and like limiting beliefs, and you get into like, the law of attraction, and you're really into all of it. And you're into meditating. I mean, you haven't like astro traveled or anything, but you're very into it. You're still in that like shitty needing energy. So you're still trying to ego mind, think it through, think everything through. And you still are having those big purges. It's around the end of these big purges, like, as all of that stuff comes in, you're so into law of attraction, and you're just so into like manifestation, and you're really into it, but you're still in that really needing energy of your twin. But when mine happened, you feel a really intense pull to go to solitude and sit by yourself. And it was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I had a really intense feeling, and I remember I had put my headphones on, and I had put some like music, and I went and I sat in my backyard, and I had my sunglasses on, and I was just, meditating and, whatever I was doing, and I started to feel this like intense like body chills, and instantly started like wailing, crying, and I was just like, oh my God. And I don't know if you guys have ever done any drugs, but like if you ever take Molly, like that it's like that post-orgasmic feeling. My whole body started to feel like that, and I started to like, I was like rocking, you're like rocking, and then all of a sudden you're laughing and crying, and you feel like you are on drugs. I would remember being like, didn't I just smoke weed today? Like, what the fuck? And you're intense. I mean, it's non-stop. And you don't even know what you're thinking, and you're just getting these thoughts about your twin, you're getting these grateful thoughts, you don't even know why you're crying, and laughing, and you feel so good. I can't even explain it. And then you just start to feel the love from the universe. It's hard to explain it, but the love from the universe. I remember just sitting outside, and I felt so much love that I was hugging myself and crying and just being like, I don't deserve this much love. Like, I have chills right now thinking about it, because you feel like you might like explode. You're just like, is this what union feels like? This is it. This is the shit. Like, you just don't know. I mean, it is hours and hours and hours, and even into like a week later, you have this like euphoria. Like the next day, it's almost like you've shifted into a new world. It's like everything's a little brighter, and so this is when you release that real needy feeling. This isn't when you don't want your twin, but this is just when you release that real needy feeling, and you wake up and you're like, And then it feels like, it did for me anyways, it feels like something's missing. Something died. Something is, you need to be, because you know, when you're in that energy, you need to be doing something constantly to try to fix it. And you're just kind of like, and then it's this weird like loss. I started crying for like a week straight because I just felt like I couldn't feel him anymore. But I was still wanting him. It's not that stage yet, but it's just this, it's an obvious shift. It's one of your first ones where you're like, whoa, I shifted from that. Because, you know, those beginning ones, you don't know you're really shifting. You're just thinking you don't even know what the fuck's going on. But that is really intense. And I didn't know it was the heart merger at that time, but, you know, I don't know what it was. I was just like, whoa, that was so intense. But, and then, the heart openings are sort of like that. But they're way less intense and shorter. So, and that's usually as you're coming into inner union, and then all during inner union. I mean, now, I'll get them still. But, those are sort of like that. It's chills and the heart opening, and it's, you know, you're laughing and crying, but it's not so intense, but it's amazing. You know, you're just like, it's that same euphoria feeling. It's, but those, you know, those are like an hour or two. And, usually those, usually within a few days, you feel yourself shifting too. So, you know, those are all good signs when you're feeling those. Now, the Kundalini, like heart chakra energy is way, way different. It's not a heart opening. It actually is not comfortable. And until you've gotten rid of a lot of trauma and you are really connected, are you going to be able to feel your Kundalini? I mean, for me anyway, maybe other people did early on. I did not, you know, I didn't know. I wasn't so tuned in to every single thing with my body because, you know, I'd mask with stuff still, and, you know, you're not, your ego's still there, so you're not tuned in. But when you really get here, you feel everything, you know. They're obvious shifts. So these heart ones, you'll start to feel it. It'll come like, it feels like, and because I'm a bodybuilder, I would always think I had a pulled muscle, or that I worked out too hard, or I was straining, or whatever. And so, but then it would like move. It would start to move, and then it would slowly like move up. And then I started to catch on that it was energy, moving, blockages, trying to get out. Now, this is later on too, because this is when you get into breath work. And I actually have never practiced or looked into breath work. I did my own breath work by what my spirit guides told me, but it works for me, and you know, but when you're getting into this breath work, because you can feel the Kundalini moving, okay? You can feel it going up your back, and it usually is like, it's like a pain that slowly moves. I mean, it's not that painful, but it's not a heart opening. It's not comfortable. It doesn't feel amazing. It is trauma. It's trauma coming out. And so you want to move it, and you'll feel like you'll keep moving your back, and you'll be doing all this stuff, and then finally you'll notice though that it starts moving places and up your neck, and finally move up. So, but they'll be stuck there. They're stuck there for like days and days and days. So once you start to realize what that is, you can move it yourself. And once you start getting into deep meditation, and I'll talk about that, your body, when you surrender, your body will start moving it for you. It's crazy. Like if you really surrender in like meditation, all of a sudden you will be doing hand movements. You will be waking up with like doing like mudras, and you're like, whoa, and you're like stuck there. I mean, all kinds of stuff happens, and that's when you're trying to really move that energy. But it's a lot of breathing. So you'll like breathe in, and you'll hold it, and you can feel it. And I'll teach you guys how to do this. And you'll be moving the energy, you know, and getting it to get out. You want the energy gone, or you want the trauma blockages gone, so the energy can go through. But But anyways, so that is later on, and you're gonna be obsessed with it. It's awesome. Like and honestly, I hated it at first because but now when I feel one coming, I'm like excited because I know that, you know, I'm getting something through, and then like I'll get that really clear passage, and you know, it'll make you like rock, and you'll do all this stuff, but those are the Kundalini. And then when you get past that, I mean, you'll still get them, but like when you get to where your twin is going through their ego death, this is really fucking crazy, because you'll know, like say you've already had the heart merger, now you have a connection, your powers are in, you know, someone's calling me, your powers are in, man, stop it. And so all of a sudden you'll get like a download, and it'll be like what he's thinking of, like the guilt or the remorse or whatever it is that or something he wants to say or whatever it is. You'll feel it really tight, and this is where you'll want to reach out and help, because you know what they're going through, and you know you could explain it to them and help them. This is where you have to stand back, stay grounded, you know. Like I'd always feel like I needed to be so once I got into inner union, I kept feeling like I needed to do more. You know, what could I do to get him faster? What can he do? What can I do? And then my spirit guides were like, no, like you need to be and let him do it. Like you're done. You need to be and elevate yourself. There's nothing else you can do for him. You know, you have to just observe. The only thing you can do for him is ruin it. If you try to reach out, you know, you're going to prolong that. So you understand that, you know, but you sit through those. And when I feel his coming on really bad, I stay home. I stay home because they are intense. They're very intense. And you know, you'll cry and stuff too, but you will still be patient and okay with it. You know, you're actually grateful that they're going through it, and you're actually grateful that you can tell what they're going through, you know? So it's okay. But I'll teach you guys how to do the breath work, because that gets it moving, and then it'll start moving on its own. The more you surrender, every day you're gonna surrender more, because you don't have a choice unless you want to be on this shit. Nah, no way, you guys. You want out. So just go within. That's all I can say. I mean, meditation is key for everything. So all of those, so hopefully that makes sense, because, you know, I don't understand about the knocking into each other. So if anyone wants to put in the comments, you know, if they experience that and what that's like, or how they experience theirs if they have had the heart merge. All right, bye.